Congrats on the contract there, Sean. How are you?
Good, Dan. I appreciate it. Appreciate you having me on.
Do you ever get past losing that 1 year salary? Or how did you get past that?
I don't think you do. I mean, I think from a time standpoint, you get past being away. But, it's close to, I can't recall at the time, close to $6 million. And I think that, it's unique, to say the least, in our sport or any sport.
I applaud you because I didn't think they should have done it to you, and you had to be quiet, like go to your room and be quiet, and that's tough. And they take away your paycheck. That was tough, Sean. Sorry to go negative, but hey, you just got paid, the new contract extension. So, I just thought I would give you my thoughts on that.
Just kind of bring everything back down to like a middle ground.
Yeah. You got a Super Bowl ring. You're getting paid. Come on, you live in New Orleans. You're doing okay. I
appreciate it.
All right, the new changes. Give me the ones that you don't like.
The ones I don't like. Well, I think the intentions of the changes are real good. I mean, not that they wouldn't be, but I think the 25-yard line on the touchback is simply a way to reduce further kickoffs because they worry about that play being, a more dangerous play, which it is. I do think, however, we're going to see a lot of, and our team will be one of them, we're going to see a lot more mortar kicks that maybe have a little bit more hang time. I think covering a kick and keeping someone from getting to the 25 is very possible. And I'm not going to say easy, but it's harder to do that and keep someone from going inside the 20. So, essentially the average return spot a year ago, 22 to 21, in that area. Mm-hmm. Now, we're going to penalize those teams that are, kicking the ball deep into the end zone with a touchback to the 25. Selfishly, it helps us. We're one of those clubs that I would say would be average to below average kick return team, but above average offense. So, starting at the 25 as opposed to the 20. I just think there's going to be more returns, not less, as kickoff teams try to keep the ball from going all the way into the end zone.
Well, what's your philosophy going to be on your return guys? What are you going to tell them if they get the ball in the end zone?
Well, I think this sounds simple, but if you have, going into the season, a pretty special returner, he gets a green light. There might be 4 of those in the league. They get a green light. But philosophically, if you've got a returner who's average with the rest of the group, then it's going to be, hey, catch it in the end zone, stay put. We'll take it at the 25 and not risk any turnover. 25 is a great place to start with the football. I think the one, I understand that one, the 2 and you're out is a little bit baffling. And again, we're trying to reduce personal fouls. But it's always challenging to put a rule in that would have only applied twice in the last 3 years or once last year.
That's why I didn't know why we did it, because it's not like this is prevalent. It wasn't overtaking the league, unless they're saying we want these players to modify the taunting, the celebrating, so you kind of bring it back a little bit. I don't know. Is this related to Cam Newton and the Panthers?
I think this is the Giants-Panthers game, Odell Beckham. I think it's the Bengals-Steelers playoff game. There's a few examples on TV where, but even in those cases, I don't know that there were 2 personal fouls called against any of those players. The challenge is this. I heard the analogy used like in basketball with the 4th foul. My fear is fourth quarter, teams up 20, and hey, I got both of my personal fouls I haven't used yet. In basketball, a foul is viewed kind of, you go to the game and you tell your son, hey, go ahead and use 2 or 3 of those fouls because they're not anything more than just fouls. And in football, I think we want to eliminate as best we can all of those cases. But look, we can go back in time and you look at the Josh Norman and Odell Beckham sequence of events. That was no different. Well, it was, but similar to Jerry Rice and Deion Sanders, the very first snap of the NFC Championship game years ago, and then it was calmed down and it went away. But those are specific team problems more than they are, I think, a league problem.
Talking to Sean Payton, the Saints head coach, joining us, Dan Patrick Show. You ever been asked to have your team on Hard Knocks?
We have not. We've not been asked. I don't think they ask anymore.
They tell?
I think so. I think so. I think the rule changed a little bit. I'm sure there's a phone call made, but I think look, there's some elements to the show that I think people enjoy. But I think it's always challenging when some of it is, when you get into your 6th or 7th year and it's the same scene, the player walks into the head coach's office and he's going to be cut on camera. And I feel like there needs to be, it's just switch the team and then let's cut to a sprinkler in 100-degree heat.
It's like in the movie when somebody's going to make love and then they show waves on the beach or something instead. They cut away to that. Is that what you're saying we need to do?
Well, I feel it just needs to be. We need to change it up a little bit.
Was there any thought, any chance in the last couple of months that you thought either you or Drew Brees were not going to be on the Saints?
I don't think so. Any is a strong word in that. You can't, but I think there's been so much time in not just time and work, but we're at one of those places that we think. I don't speak for everyone, but I think I do a little bit. We're at one of those places that we feel like give us a chance to win. It's functional, with real strong ownership and a strong front office. A pretty clear chain of command, if you will. And I think we're smart enough to realize that sometimes the grass isn't always greener.
You think you two will go out together?
That's a tougher one to predict because, we're doing 2 different things. I don't think that ever happens. And yet, I know I've been fortunate now going into my 10th year minus the suspension year where he's been our quarterback in pretty much for every one of those games unless it was a game we were sitting starters at the end of the season or the one game this past year he had an injury.
Yeah, but you don't think Belichick and Brady will go out together?
I don't know. It's hard to it's hard to predict that. I don't know when. I know everyone in that AFC East is looking forward to them going out, but I don't know together. I think it's difficult.
If I put all the head coaches in the octagon at the players or the owners' meetings, who comes out?
All right. Well, so you're putting 32 in.
Yeah.
And out meaning the winner.
Yeah. Who's the winner? Who's the last one standing?
In the octagon.
Yeah.
Man. A year ago I'd have said Todd Bowles, but he didn't have a real good off season. He looked like he gained about 30 pounds. Let's see.
What about Rivera?
Yeah. Ron's going to have a chance in there. He played linebacker. That's a good call. Ron.
Anybody else?
Ron would be a favorite. I don't know. We try to. There'd be an effort to steal Ron's glasses. But I'd say Ron Rivera would be the favorite.
Or Del Rio.
2 former linebackers. There you go.
But Del Rio's not
Ron out of the NFC and Del Rio out of the AFC for the final.
Jack's not going to want to get his hair messed up, so I might go Rivera there.
Those are 2 good candidates. Those are 2 strong candidates, I would say.
Well, congrats on the contract extension, and thanks for joining us, Sean.
Absolutely. I appreciate it, Dan.
All right. Sean Payton.